Good morning, everyone, and welcome to South Church. I am the Reverend Susan Suchocki Brown, and I am the interim minister here. I'm so happy to have you with us this morning. This is our annual return service, and we have a lot of ritual this morning that is part of the service. We have a water in gathering, which is a tradition that we respect, honor, and always look forward to. And we know that it's hard in this virtual world to feel really connected, but we know that the chat is a way for you to make notes and make comments and feel connected to us. We have a wonderful community that we're all a part of, and worship doesn't happen with a vacuum. It happens with many people being involved. Another ritual this morning is the new member ceremony. And Kirsten, I wonder if you would talk a little bit about the rest of the welcome.
Sure. Yeah, so we will be welcoming new members officially into the congregation. We're sharing that recording of that ceremony with all of you this morning, in addition to our water-in gathering. And we do really look forward to your participation. So if you're able to look to the right side of the video screen, you should see an option to turn on live chat this morning, and that will be an especially meaningful way to engage with all of us as we endeavor to create a special ritual in a virtual space. We are joined this morning by Brian Bliss, who is our worship associate for the day. And Brian, I'm going to pass it on to you.
Good morning, everyone, and I'm happy to tell you a couple of notes about what's going on today. Our religious education coordinator, Jen Del Deo, will be leading the Time for All Ages. Our video editing today, very graciously done by Pip Clues and Kirsten Hunter. And we're also pleased today to have with us Joanne Connolly, who is our Director of Music Ministries, back from her summer break. Joanne?
Thank you, Brian. Good morning, everyone. I'm so excited to be here today, and especially for this special water-in gathering. Swimming is a very special part of what I do, so water is very important to me. I want to tell you a little bit about the music this morning. Of course, Susan Adams will be here on the piano. I'm very excited to have my friend, music colleague, and Rev, Craig Werth, leading the hymns with me this morning, so I know you'll enjoy that. Brian, do you have anything else you want to say?
No, other than welcome once again, and please enjoy the service.
Hi, everyone. I'm Alice O'Trainer from the Search Committee. I just wanted to let everyone know that there is still time to sign up for one of the cottage meetings that'll be taking place through the end of this month. We put a link on the Members and Friends Facebook page, so you can find it there, but don't wait too long because they're filling up fast. Hope to see you at one soon. Thank you.
I'm Rita Weathersby. I'm here to ask you to consider being part of the small group ministry program this year. Sign-ups are happening now and until 3 weeks from now on October 4th, when we close the registration and form groups, and then the groups start meeting. It's a wonderful way to connect with yourself around important issues to you, and to connect with other people in South Church, and to become known, and to get to know in a much deeper way than coffee hour, a group of people that become your people. We have groups on all 5 weekdays this year: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We have groups in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the early evening. And we're on all our groups will be on Zoom. So you will have a bit more flexibility in signing up, because you can sign up by the day and time and not necessarily the geography that the group that's closest to your house, because we're not meeting in person. We're hoping that we'll have a fun time on Zoom. I wanted to tell you that there's more information on the South Church website. Go to the website, and under what we offer, look for adult spiritual enlightenment, no, enrichment, adult spiritual enrichment, and then adult programs, and then small group ministry. You'll find a link to sign up there and more information about the days and times of the groups, and a number if you want to talk to someone in person so that you can kind of talk you through what we've planned. And we hope to see you. That's my message. Thank you.
There are many happy days in the life of a congregation. Today we are glad to formally recognize those who have recently chosen to join our congregation. This is a significant expression of trust, respect, and commitment that expands this sum of our parts into a more powerful whole, and thus moves the world toward a greater good for all.
Our new members have made a decision to join a community committed to a search for truth. They have joined a congregation that stands for justice, knowing that achieving justice is often a long and challenging process. They have joined with a people who strive to live in loving relationship with one another, knowing we have a variety of religious and social understandings. These are not easy things.
The church holds no set creed upon which everyone agrees. What we do affirm is that we will be kind and generous with each other in our varied understandings of the spiritual life, and also that we will show compassion and caring for ourselves and for the world.
And so we call out the names of our new members, and as you hear your name, please come forward and accept the flower as a symbol of our love and joy at your joining us. Cynthia Young, Willow Young, Beth Fischer, Alice White, Ariel Aaronson-Eves, and Charlotte Ramsay.
And so, dear new members, here is what we expect of you. We expect you to be present on Sunday mornings, present at congregational meetings, present in the life of the community. We expect you to grow spiritually, to examine your life and meaning for you in community, and to share these insights with others. We expect you to give up yourself in service, both to the church and the larger community. And we expect you to participate in the stewardship process and support this church with your financial support. Do you, the newest members of this congregation, freely accept these expectations of your membership? If so, respond by saying, yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
If we were in person, we would now be asking all of the members of South Church to please rise if you are able. Instead, please take a moment to find the live chat box on your screen.
With every new member, we become a new congregation. And do you welcome these people into membership, fully aware that as life is constantly changing, so too our congregation is constantly evolving. And if you agree, respond by saying, yes, we do.
And we close with the words of Starhawk. We are all longing to go home to some place we have never seen, a place half remembered and half envisioned, that we can only catch glimpses of from time to time. Somewhere, there are people to whom we can speak with passion without having the words catch in our throats. Somewhere, a circle of hands will open to receive us. Eyes will light up as we enter. Voices will celebrate us whenever we come into our own power. Community means strength that joins our strength to do the work that needs to be done. Arms to hold us when we falter, a circle of healing, a circle of friends, someplace we can be free. Amen and blessed be.
Souls are gathered in freedom. Souls are gathered in freedom. Souls are gathered in freedom. They're gathered in the water. They're gathered in the water. Calling out from the water. Calling out from the water. Calling out from the water. They want you to listen. They want you to listen. Can't you hear them calling? Can't you hear them calling? Can't you hear them calling? They're calling from the water. They're calling from the water. Souls are gathered in freedom. Souls are gathered in freedom. Souls are gathered in freedom. They're gathered in the water. 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 I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops in my soul. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops in my soul. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain in my soul. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain in my soul.
So I was brought up in a born-again Christian cult. Here's a little vignette from my early childhood. The pastor of our church is baptizing people in our swimming pool. This is no mild-mannered ceremony where a priest sprinkles water on a baby. This is baptism for gung-ho adults, and it is freaky. I was pretty young, but this is the way I remember it. The pastor would hold the person who's getting baptized under the water for a while, what seemed like a really, really long time, while maybe speaking in tongues or yelling incantations to the Holy Spirit. And I'd be wondering, is this person going to get out of here alive? But then the person would pop up all of a sudden and take in a huge breath, and there'd be a whole lot of hooting and hollering and praising the Lord all around. As I said, it was pretty freaky. This all seems kind of comical in retrospect, but I also look back on it now with amazement and wonder. I suppose getting baptized like this would be sort of like taking a shower for your soul. And I'm guessing it would feel pretty good. You die to your old identity and are reborn as a new person, spotless in the eyes of the Creator. Well, today, as South Church celebrates our annual water ingathering ceremony, many congregants have brought water from all around to be combined together to become one fount to bless and renew our community through rituals of our own. South Church probably won't gather enough water to fill a swimming pool this way, but as a community, we sure do have the power to be reborn with every new moment. May we greet each breath as if it's our first, and may our cups run over with love. As we light our chalice today, please feel free to light a chalice or candle in your own space. As we do so, this is an excerpt from Bridge Over Troubled Water by Paul Simon. Sail on, silver girl, sail on by. Your time has come to shine. All your dreams are on their way. See how they shine? Oh, if you need a friend, I'm sailing right behind. Like a bridge over troubled water, I will ease your mind. Feel free to join in as we recite the mission statement displayed on your screen. At South Church, we nurture spiritual growth through worship, learning, and community. We celebrate the worth and dignity of all people, and we inspire one another to act on our faith in the larger community.
Hi friends! It's raining at my house today. I think that the trees and the plants are happy because they've been really thirsty lately. I've learned some cool science things about water from Soul Matters this week, and I'd really like to share some of it with you. So let's go inside. See this glass? Let's pretend this glass is your body. Now I want you to guess how much water is in your body, and then look at this and decide how much of it would be water if this was your body. And I'm going to pour water into it, and you say stop when you think it's the amount that would be filled with water. Of course, I won't be able to hear you, but I'll pour until it's the right amount. Do you think it's that much? Do you think it's that much? That's about half, but I'm going to keep going. Still going. That's about 3/4 full. This is how much of your body is water. Isn't that amazing? Water's in every one of our cells. It's essential to keep our bodies functioning and healthy. Another cool thing is that the water that's in our bodies is always changing. We take water in and water comes out. It's always renewing. Remember how renewal is the theme for church this month? Well, that's one way that our bodies renew all the time without us thinking about it, with the water cycle. And water isn't only in our bodies, it's also in animals and plants and in the air and in the soil and just about everything else on our planet. And just like the water in our bodies, all of that water is moving and cycling around too. So that means that some of the water that's in your body right now might have at one time been in a zebra and in other people and in a giant tree. And some of the water in your body might even have been in a dinosaur a long time ago. Basically, water connects us all to each other, right now and into the past. And not just to us, but to all living things. It reminds me of one of our UU principles. Our 7th principle says, Respect for the interconnected web of all existence of which we are a part. That means that we're all connected to the whole world around us. Water is just one of the many ways that we're connected. I'm so grateful to be connected to you. I think I can feel some of your water in my heart. I'm thinking of you, and I hope to see you soon.
It's now time for the offering, an opportunity to support the programs of our church and to live our shared values in the larger community. This month, we're sharing our plate with Families First Health and Support Center, which is a not-for-profit community health and family resource center serving the Seacoast region of New Hampshire and southern Maine. Their mission is to deliver innovative, compassionate, integrated health services and support that are accessible to all in our community, regardless of ability to pay. You can contribute by following the instructions on your screen or by going to southchurch-uu.org. Please give as you are able. Your contribution would be gratefully received.
Let us be in an attitude of prayer. This past week, as we were preparing for water in gathering, the portico of South Church, a donation of water was made in loving memory of Russ Wilson, who was athletic director in Portsmouth and a much beloved member of the community. He died suddenly. The person who donated the water in his memory brought the water from the Portsmouth pool, a place that was beloved to both of them. We send our deepest thoughts of sympathy and care out to the family. This week reminds me of all of the many things that we struggle with. We have heard of the sudden death of church family members. We have heard of illnesses and struggles and challenges. And also I am reminded that this is the anniversary of 9/11 that just passed. That was a very fateful day, and I pray that we have learned some of the lessons from that time. There was a group of 10 Mass Corps fire chaplains that responded to New York at their request of the fire department to be there with them, to be a spiritual presence and to offer support. And there are many things that I learned, but one thing that I learned is that we can be with one another in silence and in our presence, sending lots of love and compassion and support to other people. We have rituals as prayer and meditation and the in-gatherings, times that we name the concerns, name the pains, name the challenges. But most of all, it is just when we know that we are held in loving care and loving thoughts and in compassion by others. That experience from September 16th through September 23rd taught me that sometimes there is little that I can do except to understand that there is a love undergirding this universe, and that I must not fall victim to the negativity and to scare tactics, and must always see the divinity in the face of other people, no matter the pain, no matter what they are going through. So today we pause, and we know that many people have many things that are of concern. And we ask you to make a note in the chat so that the pastoral associates or myself and or the other members of this community who care for you can reach out to you. You are not alone. We hear you. We see you. We know that you're there. We do want to make connections and keep those connections alive. Entering those prayer needs in the chat is one way that you can do this. May we ever learn to be grateful for all that we have, and may we learn to care for one another more deeply. This is our Unitarian Universalist message. May you bring it out into the world. Let us be in a time of silent reflection and prayer. So be it.
Over the past 2 weeks, Reverend Susan and I had the great pleasure of spending the afternoons on the portico at South Church, gathering water from so many of you who were able to come down with your donations. And as we prepare to watch recordings of many of those donations, please know that there are so many others, some who came and donated water without recording themselves, some who couldn't come in person, but are joined with us today in spirit, as we once again gather this water together.
This is lake water from my parents' house at Clearwater Lake in Industry, Maine, where I go, and it's my favorite place to be, and I hope that for the church community they find the peace that I find when I'm there.
So this is water from our holy water from last year. We always carry some water forward from year to year in together as one.
This water is from a pond behind our house in Dover. I pour in this water with a blessing for the healing powers of water wherever we may find it.
From our great town of Portsmouth, our wish for the year for the community here is a year freer from anxiety and anguish and full of greater health, both mind, body, and spirit.
Camp water up from Damariscotta with Paula and Joanne and Holly, and sweat and tears.
From our well in York, Maine, and our hope for the church is that they always have enough water, that we always have enough water.
The
water is from my rain barrel, and I use it to water my garden in drought years and in wet years. And I think of South Church the same way. May it nurture us no matter what the circumstances this year.
Water is from lakes and oceans and rivers, and just like all of those places, I hope that we all can be together soon, and we are thinking of each other throughout this year.
So we wish for a church year that involves as many of our congregation in as many ways as possible.
So this water is from the fountain on my deck, which has been providing me with a lovely trickle of water sound right in my backyard every day when I can't go to all of one of the places I would like to be going. And I can't wait till we can be together again.
I started swimming after the pool closed, and where I've been kayaking. And my wish is that the joy that I found kayaking and swimming, we will all find after November 3rd.
Greetings, beloved community. I bring water to you from Thornton, New Hampshire, my daughter's well, and also from Lake Winnipesaukee, and my dehumidifier where I've been using water to do my roses when we had lack of rain.
This water is from the Lamprey River, and it's coming home.
This water is representative water from the Casco Bay, and while we miss playing with our grandson in those waters, we are looking forward to next summer and splashing with him. And our wish is that everyone will have an opportunity to splash with their loved ones in the water that means the most to them.
Okay, so this is water from my garden hose. I'm wishing the church ease. Our programs are great, our staff is great, we're connected with each other. I think we can be creative and we can give ourselves a little ease into this year.
Where's our water from, Sasha? ODR Point.
That's right.
I wish we can all be here in front in person, and we can all be happy. Oh, good.
This is water from the Oak Street Spring in Exeter, since Exeter is where we spend almost the entire year.
This is water from our new house in Osprey Landing. It's meaningful to us because we've moved 5 times in the last 3 years. So we moved in here and realized that we finally felt at home. And my wish for the congregation this fall is for us to continue to connect through song.
Hello. This is water from the well of Peter and Judith Randall, and not only does it refresh us every day, it's very delicious, but it also refreshes all the birds that we feed and who use the bird baths, and also our wonderful cat Misha.
This water is from our backyard rain barrel, which is water our flowers for all summer.
Our wish for the church is that we all be nourished spiritually all next year.
That's right.
This water is from Long Sands Beach, where we spent a lot of time this summer.
This is water from my backyard goldfish pond. 4 of them survived last winter, and there are at least 3 more. May all of them and all of us survive this winter.
So I add my water with wishes for perseverance and strength and love and caring blessings on this community.
My water comes from my own house, which is where I found the most joy and peace and purpose I've ever had in my life. And my wish is for a return to our congregation, to our beautiful church, and the health of all COVID sufferers.
I'm putting in water from Fort Foster, and my blessing for South Church is that we will all find peace and we'll get to see each other soon.
This morning, as we are gathered for our water in gathering ceremony, let us remember all the people in California who pray for water, who pray for the rains, who pray for this earth that is parched and burning, to be covered with water. Let us pray for all of those who are affected and all those who serve water, a life-giving gift. I once read a story called The Woman Who Outshone the Sun, the legend of Lucia Zentino. It was a retelling of a Mexican folk tale about Lucia. She is the most beautiful of women, so beautiful that she even outshines the sun. So beautiful that even the river that runs right through the village in which she lives falls in love with her. So beautiful that when she went to the river to bathe, the water rose up from its sandy bed and began to flow through her hair. And those who had witnessed this became afraid of her powers, and they began to be very unkind to her. Their unkind ways, their meanness bothered her so much that she felt she had no alternative but to leave the village. Their meanness had finally driven her out of her home. And as she readied to leave, she went to bathe in the nourishing, calming, healing river one last time. But as she rises to leave, the river refuses to leave her and instead flows through her and around her, refusing to return to the riverbed and going away with her. And Lucia walks away into the wilderness, driven out by the meanness of the people. And now, of course, the town is without water. And soon the people realize their error and they want to make amends. And they go to find her. And all the adults and the children, all the village people beg for her forgiveness so that the river will return. Lucia was so full of life and light and so forgiving. She says to them, I will ask the river to return to you, but you must learn that just as the river gives water to all who are thirsty and bathes all who come to it, no matter who they are, you too must learn to treat everyone with kindness, even those who seem different from you. I like that story because it reminds me that each person, each unique person is different. Each and every one of you here is unique and special, and each is needed, and we are a village. And if you did not bring your blessings, we would dry up as well. When you are adding your water to the communal jar, we ask you to share a blessing for you or for South Church or for the world. Perhaps it would be helpful if I shared a bit about what I think a blessing is. First and foremost, it is a relationship. It is because I care about you. It is a relationship with another, and I would add with all of life and all the two-legged, four-legged, winged, crawling, hopping, and green and growing things. As the author and theologian Henry Nouwen once wrote, to give someone a blessing is the most significant affirmation we can offer. It is more than a word or praise of appreciation. It is more than pointing out someone's talents or good deeds. It is more than putting someone in the light. To give a blessing, he says, is to affirm, and it is to say yes to a person's belovedness. Now, we Unitarian Universalists are called to affirm and promote the inherent worth, dignity, the belovedness of all others, no exceptions. And we can do that by bestowing blessings on all. Now, sometimes we will do that out loud through noticing and praising one another, sharing with gusto the special gifts we notice, listening with intentionality, or just pausing for moments to reflect on them and how they have blessed our world, our life, our space. Reverend Don Southworth wrote, "Giving blessings away, whether out loud or silently, is an important way of being and living a joyful life. And yet it is only one side of the spiritual coin. We humans are both blessers and blessings." And he continues, "As an extrovert, blessings has come more easily for me to give than the deeper knowledge and work of remembering that I, too, am a blessing, delivered to this world and held in the arms of something much larger than I can fathom." Now, of course, we are free to define, name, relate to, identify, and come to know what we call the unfathomable. And that is what makes it such a great joy to be a Unitarian Universalist, especially a Unitarian Universalist minister. I get to hear about what it is that helps you through your days and your nights and what your deepest and most heartfelt beliefs are. And you get to think about these and explore these with others who might share the same or different thoughts. And it is all a blessing. No exception. And because we are deeply connected and want to be in relationship, want to be present to one another, and we strive to accept everyone, no matter how different they seem from us. Each drop of water shared, each blessing expressed represents an aspect of the life of this worshiping community. It is a gift of life. Water, source of life, flowing, changing, yet somehow constant. A symbol of our church, always changing as people come and go, as new ideas and a changing world calls us to respond in new ways, yet somehow the same. As we seek to know that which is often called the divine source of all being, as we seek to be known by the ultimate source of goodness, to worship, to learn, to serve. And we gather again to find one another, to find ourselves, to find the source of renewal. We gather together again to teach one another, to learn from one another. We gather to offer service to the community, to this world. We gather to welcome others and to support, sustain, nurture, and encourage all. On behalf of our life together, we will worship, learn, serve, celebrate, and join together to be a blessing to the world. Each drop, though tiny, is great. Each drop, tiny though it is great. For without each drop, the ocean would not exist. For without each drop, our religious community would not exist. Each brings unique and special gifts. Each unique and special gifts makes us who we are. We need one another, and so we rejoice. May it be so.
Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Why don't you wade in the water? Wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble.
Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child, a long way from home. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child, a long way from home. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child, a long way from home. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child, a long way from home. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child, a long way from home.
We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we're together again.
I've been reading a book by Pema Chodron titled Welcoming the Unwelcome, in which she continues to teach about how to become a compassionate being. And right at the beginning of her book, she talks about it being important to begin with a broken heart. If you begin with a broken heart, she says, a heart that longs to help others, then you may find a few things here to take away with you. Of all the words in this book, there might be one paragraph or one sentence, maybe one I didn't even realize was important, that clicks for you in just the right way. Something may change the way you see things and actually move you closer to being able to alleviate suffering in the world. And when I read those words, I couldn't help but think of our South Church community and how sometimes, oftentimes, when we are together, some word, some sentence, some little piece of sharing that comes from one of the many people in our community helps to shift my own understanding in a way that moves me forward. And I think about how that is really the essence of the work we do with one another. We help just shift one another a little bit, a little drop of water, one moment at a time, day after day. So as we begin this year together, I invite you to remember one drop, one day at a time, person by person, how powerful we are and how much we can change the world together. May it be so.